Have you ever left a meeting only to realise half the team understood it one way and the other half a completely different way? Or maybe you've had a tough conversation where your words didn't land at all. If so, you are not alone. Welcome to LevelUp Leadership, the podcast designed to help you elevate your leadership journey. I'm Lee, and today's topic is From Assumption to Clarity, building shared understanding in communication and accountability. Here's what we're going to explore in this episode. Why communication breakdowns happen, even in great teams. How to recognise and respect different communication preferences. Supporting accountability and building a culture of trust. Introducing my new self-coaching tool, the Communication Charter. And how to put the charter into practice and use it to unlock collaboration. Ready? Okay, let's go. It's a funny thing. You can have a fantastic vision, a strategic plan nailed down, and brilliant people at the table. But if you don't have consistent, effective communication, the wheels start wobbling. I've learned this both in retail and logistics, where speed is everything, and in public service leadership, where nuance and trust are critical. In both settings, communication was at the heart of whether things succeed or fell apart. The truth is, we often assume we're being clear when we're not. We assume our team has the same definition of urgent. We assume everyone wants feedback the way we'd prefer to receive it. And we assume that if something is obvious to us, it must be obvious to everyone else. The cost of these assumptions? Misunderstandings, frustration, sometimes conflict, and more importantly, the slow erosion of psychological safety. When people don't feel understood, they stop showing up fully. They might hold back ideas or avoid speaking up in meetings. Over time, trust weakens. So the first big takeaway is this. Clarity doesn't happen by accident. It has to be built deliberately by talking openly about how we communicate, how we hold ourselves accountable, and how we want to be supported. People communicate differently. Some thrive on lively face-to-face debate. Others dread it and prefer to have time to process via email before responding. Neither is wrong, both are valid. But without acknowledging those differences, tension builds. One of the teams I've coached had exactly this clash. Half of them loved in-the-moment brainstorming, bouncing ideas as they came. The other half just went quiet. Not because they didn't care, but because they needed reflection time to respond well. The result? One group thought the others weren't engaged, while the reflective group felt drowned out. By simply acknowledging the different styles and agreeing when and how to use them, the team were able to unlock far better discussions. The same applies to tough conversations. Some colleagues want a heads up. Some colleagues want to head up before diving into something difficult. Others prefer to just get straight into it, no warm-up needed. If you don't ask, you don't know. Leaders can often avoid these conversations because they feel awkward, especially in long-standing teams where there might be history. But here's what I've seen. The discomfort is short-lived, while the benefit lasts for the life of the team. Once you've opened the door, people breathe easier. They know how to show up for one another. Accountability is a word that gets thrown around a lot in leadership circles. But what does it actually look like in practice? Here's my view. True accountability is not about finger pointing when things go wrong. It's about clarity of ownership and creating conditions for people to succeed. It means two things. First, every person needs to understand how they personally hold themselves accountable. Do they track their progress daily? Do they prefer extra check-ins? Do they like collaborative commitments, or do they prefer to work on their own? Second, they need to feel safe asking for help when they need it. Too often, teams mistake asking for support as weakness. As leaders, we need to flip that narrative entirely. Asking for help is a strength. It's self-aware, it's owning your accountability. When people are clear on how they like to be supported, it prevents resentment. Instead of thinking, why aren't they helping me? Or why are they interfering? The team is aligned on why, when, and how support is useful. This is where we as leaders can set the tone by sharing our own preferences first. Here's how I like to receive updates, or here's when I'll probably need a sounding board. We model openness. That's when invitations for accountability and support become part of the culture. This is why I've created a practical tool. It's called the LevelUp Leadership Communication Charter. Think of it as a structured way to move from assumption to clarity. The process comes in two parts. Firstly, the accountability roadmap. Each team member reflects on and writes down their personal preferences for communication, accountability, and support. It's self-coaching in action. How do I like feedback? When do I want early warnings about challenges? What format helps me work best? Face-to-face, Teams, email? Secondly, the resolution charter. Once everyone has clarity on their own styles, the team comes together to compare notes. Out of that comes a collective agreement, your bespoke team charter. It's a living document that says, here's how we work together, here's how we want to handle disagreements, and here's how we'll support one another. The beauty of the charter is that it isn't static. It can and should be revisited regularly. Teams evolve, people change roles, new colleagues arrive. Refreshing the agreement keeps it alive and builds resilience into the team culture. This practical step takes all the good intentions and turns them into something usable. Instead of assumptions, you've got agreement. Instead of potential friction, you've got a reference point to fall back on. So how do you make this real for your team? Here are 3 steps you can take straight away. Number 1, start with yourself. Share your own preferences openly. You model trust by going first. Number 2, build accountability roadmaps. Give colleagues permission to reflect and document their preferences. Treat it as an exercise in self-awareness, not just a form to fill. And 3, create that resolution charter. Bring the team together and facilitate the conversation. Encourage honesty, but set ground rules around respect. It may feel awkward initially, but the payoff is genuine transparency. When you do this, you'll find that tough conversations become less threatening, misunderstandings reduce, and best of all, people feel empowered to bring their full selves to the team. This is what high performance looks like. Not a group of individuals competing, but a team who understand and support each other. So here's my question for you this week. Do you genuinely understand your colleagues' communication styles and accountability preferences? And do they understand yours? If the answer is no, or even, I'm not sure, then that's your opportunity. Try the communication charter and see how much more clarity and collaboration you can unlock. You can find a link to the charter on our LinkedIn page and in the show notes below. Make sure you share it with all of your colleagues. And of course, don't forget to follow LevelUp Leadership wherever you get your podcasts, so you never miss an episode designed to help you elevate your leadership journey. Until next time, keep leading, keep learning, and keep leveling up.